Part of the E in our ACE model is to empower. And this is a new model that we are actually advocating for in this presentation, that one of the ways that we can work together is to empower each other as a new model for engagement. And it also focuses on the humanistic approach that we are human beings before we become researchers. We can actually work together as humans, as children of the same home, of the same mother, and with the same biblical principle that what you would like others to do to you, you should also do to them. And for the global north, it also resonates with the other biblical saying that to those whom much is given, much is also expected. And I think with that, there is a lot of empowerment, a bit of empowerment required by African institutions, African researchers, from a more equal or equity point of view, based on those pronouncements I've just made. Empowerment also links to the African philosophy of Ubuntu, which we'll also use to conclude this session. Ubuntu actually just is underpinned by the fact that I am because you are, meaning that we belong together, we need to collaborate each other. And I can further elaborate it by the African saying that if at all you want to move quickly, you should go alone. But if at all you want to go far, let us go together. And this education, research, collaborative enterprise, we really need to hold our hands together. And that will enable us to go far, and meaning that we can achieve much more if at all we hold each other. It calls for inclusivity, it calls for mutuality, it calls for deepening of respect between the southern and the northern partners. Empowerment in engagement and also with respect to the Ubuntu philosophy will also call on us to minimize the risks that Africa has always associated with internationalization and such kind of collaborations. Some of them have already been alluded to, including brain drain and the perceptions and the imbalances and asymmetries which have been there. We need to use this opportunity, take advantage of this opportunity to minimize those, focus on mutuality, and also focus on the people, with the understanding that no one size fits all. We have to actually take cognizance of the differences between us, not necessarily differences, but the variations in context that we have. Within empowerment and engagement, closer collaboration, and Ubuntu, there could be 5 new ways that we propose that we could adopt. We cannot continue the same way that the world has been presented, the way it was at the beginning of this session, but we can develop some good practices. And I think we can develop best practices which are mutually beneficial for our collaborations. Mutuality would be very important to enable us to understand that each side has something to offer. Africa has something to give to the education systems of other parts of the world. And we develop platforms for mutual dialogues. There are several platforms which are there, but I think between the North and South, we need to build on more opportunities for us to engage. There are many emerging opportunities, such as digitalization, which for Africa has been a very important consequence or aftermath of the COVID-19 situation. We can take advantage of this to enhance the collaborations between us and eliminate or reduce some of the risks or the inequities which have been there. But over and above all this, we have to enhance cultural awareness, multiculturalism that will enable us to erase some of the deep-seated attitudes and views that we have been holding for other parts of the world. I will want to summarize by once again coming back to the Ubuntu principle, the Ubuntu philosophy, the spirit of humanity, that I am because we are, meaning that institutions or universities in the North are because others and other people in other parts of the world are there. So we are quite independent, we are parts of a bigger whole, we are part of one big humanity, and we need actually to work together. The world can be a much better place if at all we work together with deep respect, with mutuality, so that all of us benefit from the opportunities that internationalization presents to us. At this point, I want to rest my case and give to the next presenter. Thank you.